Good morning, dear students. Welcome you all for this second day online contact program regarding the marketing management. Dear students, in the previous class, we had discussions regarding the various basic components of your marketing management. In the previous class, we were having a discussions related to your the core concepts of your marketing. As far as the core concepts of your marketing is concerned, there are six the various core concepts of marketing. Among we had discussion regarding the production oriented concept, product oriented concept, and social or selling oriented concept. As I said in the previous class, production oriented concept, which is concentrating much about your the cost of production, and thereby how best the company can able to sell the product with the lowest price or less price in order to make their product to be survive in the market, and in order to attract the more and more consumers. Here they are having a prime assumption is that most of the consumers are the price sensitive rather than the quality consciousness. Whereas the second component of the core concepts of marketing is product concept. It is quite opposite to the production oriented concept, wherein product concept, which is strongly advocating the enhancing the more features, innovations, and quality aspects in the product. Either it might be in the existing product, or it might be in the a new product which is introduced by the company. Here, the prime assumption of the manufacturers or the company is most of the consumers are um, quality consciousness rather than the price. Even they are ready to bear whatever the price the company is going to be fixed. They don't mind. They only mind for whatever the price, and whatever it might. They are at most conscious and giving care towards the quality concept. The third one is a selling concept. Sometimes, as I said, either the product is a cheaper price, lesser price, with the more quality, with the more features, with the more innovative, what you call aspects which are tagged with the product, but still most of the consumers they are not going to buy the product because of the it might be lack of awareness, or it might be competition of other identical products in the market. In order to avoid all these things, they have to be motivated and make them to be purchased. That can be done through the aggressive promotional activity. Undertaking the aggressive promotional activity, one can able to make the consumers, prospective consumers, to become a prospective consumers, while inducing them to go and purchase. That motivation process is going to be called as selling concept. In addition to that, today we'll look into the modern marketing concept. As I said, the Tokyo is the first the Tokyo that means Japan. The Tokyo has applied this concept first in the business environment. This is a business philosophy that challenges the above three orientation. All the three, it may challenge us the production, product, and selling concept. The modern marketing concept has been came into an existence. It holds that the key to achieving its organizational goals of the selling company, that means whatever the product they wanted to, the ultimate goal is increasing the profitability by way of increasing the volume of the sales, which might be consists of the company being more effective than the competitors in creating, delivering, and communicating customer value to its selected target customers. Here, this can be possible in order to increase the sales volume, in order to make your customers to be more attractive towards your offering. The thing is here, how best your company can able to make your product to be differentiated from your competitors' product who are offering the identical product in the market. How best you can able to what you call create what you call an effective creating a differentiation among your product and your competitors' product. How what is the delivery mechanization which your company is going to be adopted in order to make your product to be different, even in case of the delivery, and communicating customer value to its selected or targeted customers. How best you can able to communicate towards your selected customers. How best you can able to what you call communicate or your what you call communicating the value towards your customers, because the value is sometimes an embedded factors, which is going to be what you call speaks about how best you can able to make your customers to be get attracted with your product, what is an additional value which are tagged with your product. While highlighting these values towards your customers, you can make your product to be what you call more superior than your competitors product, and that will make your consumers to be very pride to come and purchase the product. The marketing concept rests on four pillars here: a target mass market, customer needs, integrated marketing, and the profitability. These are the four pillars are under modern marketing concept, which tries to integrate. What is the target market? The company is going to be focused very particular target or a segment wherein they wanted to make their product to be more, they wanted to push their product, they wanted to penetrate their product in that selected segment or in that selected market only. The customers needs, on the one hand we are going to be selecting a particular segment wherein in order to position our product, on the other hand how best we can able to identify the needs of your customers. Unless your offering is not going to be matched with your customer needs and requirements, it is totally mismatched, and your product may not be moved over a long run period in the market, because you are offering the product which are against to the needs and requirements of the consumers, which is not matching to the needs and requirements of the customers. That's why you need to integrate customer needs as one of the important pillar or one of the important components under modern marketing concept. And we have the integrated marketing and integrated marketing concept, where in case of integrated marketing concept, how best you can able to integrate the each one of the components. It might be for piece of marketing, or it might be for other aspects of your marketing, how best you can able to integrate it. And we have the profitability. If you are succeeded in identifying the target market, satisfying the customer needs, and better integration of your marketing mixes, and thereby your profitability will normally follow you. You don't need to put much effort in order to what you call to get the profitability. Here in totally, I'm going to be speaks that the modern marketing concept is going to be talking about the add-on services or the value delivery mechanization, how best you can able to what you call derive the values out of your product and services. That derived value which will fetch a more number of customers, which will fetch the interest of the customers towards your product. There are certain implicit assumptions of your modern marketing concept. Market segmentation is possible. There is an ample opportunity or ample scope for a market segmentation. You can able to divide the market based on the various basis or the various criterias. Again, in order to efficiently look after your, if in order to efficiently look after your market very effectively. Why one has to be look after your market very effectively or very vigilantly, you need to look towards each one of the segment of the market, because in order to what you call make your product to be available everywhere at the time of wide coverage of your geographical area of the marketing, I bet you need to be go for a segmenting the market. If you are going to be treat whole market, whole segment, whole the country as the one market means, you need to be divided into number of segments based on that particular segments only. Each and everywhere you need to be focused. When you can able to focus each and everywhere, it is very easy for you to understand the customer requirements. Customers buy those goods which satisfy their needs most. This is quite obvious. All of us we came to know that whatever the goods which are available in the market, if which will helps us to satisfy, which will helps us to get the satisfaction from those products, definitely will go and buy those products. This is a common tendency of every human being. The product which gives most satisfaction, obviously we go and buy the product. That is a factor. That is a concept. Most of the company they are trying to catch out the what you call competitive advantages. Again, how best I'm going to my product can able to satisfy the needs of the consumers. That they need to be go for highlight. Once they are going to be highlighting, then the customers will think of to buy those products. Task of the management is manifold or diverse. Always being a management of the company, they try to go for concentrating towards what they try to go for concentrating towards how best they can able to modify, how best they can able to what you call diversify their existing line of the business. Otherwise, if they could not able to what you call survive in the market. They need to be always diversify the existing line of business in order to in order to find the market for their product. Otherwise, they can't able to find the market for their product here. If the existing product has been failure, we should get ready with the other product. We need to continue the market. We should not shut down our activity, which the company should not going to be closed down, wind up the company operations. Instead of that, always they should think of an alternative product which can able to fulfill the what we call existing line of business. Conduct the market research. There is a scope for conducting the market research. One should conduct the market research. It is not only for diversifying the existing line of business, it is for the purpose of to identify or to get the ideas about the customer needs, customer preferences, customer feedbacks about the product performance. All these informations will be sought through market research, wherein there is a scope for getting the consumers' feedback about the product offerings. By that, they can able to improve the existing product based on the inputs which is given by the customers in the form of the feedback. Or sometimes the customer feedback which is clearly indicate that nowhere your existing product is going to be satisfy the requirements of the customers. Definitely that will help you to identify or to think of introducing a new product or to diverse the existing product towards the new product. Choose a suitable target market. Modern marketing concept which helps us to identify or to choose a target market. The purpose of choosing the target market is in order to what we call study the product in depth, to study the customer mindset in depth. Next one, study the requirements, needs, and performances of the customers. That is about the product which I have already explained. Produce a product tailored to the requirements of the customers. Being a company, your marketing research, which is clearly revealed that being a company, you should match your offerings to the customer expectations, to the customer requirements. If your offering is something different, your customer is they want something different. If both are mismatched, then definitely you can't survive. You can't able to make your product to be survive over a long run period, because whatever the product which you are going to be offering, which is highly mismatching to the customer needs and requirements. That's why being a company, we should always think of producing, we should always think of offering a product in such a way which will cater to the requirements and needs of the customers. And the last one is make profit through customer satisfaction. Always, if you are able to get, if you are able to eye towards increasing the volume of the profitability of the company, always it will be followed when you have more and more number of customers who are get satisfied. If the customer is dissatisfied, they will start bad mouth about your product, and thereby the new customers, they don't turn up towards your product, and they don't come and buy the product, and thereby your sales volume decreases, and automatically your profitability will be coming depleted, or it will be reduced. Instead of that, that's why always being a company, you should try to satisfy the customers. You keep customer satisfaction as the prime objective, and the profit will be the secondary objective. Then only automatically your profit will be boosted very high. And the next concept is the societal marketing concept. We had production concept, product concept, selling concept, modern marketing concept, and we have the societal marketing concept. This is very important either for 15 marks or for 10 marks. You kindly note it down. This concept normally holds that organization's task is to determine the needs, wants, and interest of the targeted customers and to deliver the desired satisfaction more effectively and efficiently than the competitors. Additionally, it holds that this all must be done in a way that preserves or enhances the customers and the society's well-being. What I'm going to tell you here is how best we can able to what we call determine the needs of the customers, wants of the customers, interest of the targeted market, and deliver the desired satisfaction more effectively and efficiently. But the thing is, yeah, you can do all these things. You can undertake all this activity, but keeping in your mind how best you can able to preserve or enhance the societies and customers' well-being. What it indirectly speaks, what it totally speaks, you can produce whatever the good or services which should not harm to society. We should not create any hazardous to the society. Hazardous free product you need to produce. Say, for example, the government of Karnataka in the past it has been banned the usage of DDT, a pesticide which was used for vegetable growers and other paddy growers. Why the government has banned this DDT, or you may think of endosulfan, which has created a very lot of problems for the cashew growers. You might believe it or not, especially Kundapur and that side where the cashew were growers, because of this endosulfan, the side effect, which created a lot of hazards in the society, in the air. So it has gone to underground waters. Even the DDT has gone to underground water. The thing is, yeah, it has been accumulated in the what you call the cycle of what you call the natural cycle. It has stored in the what you call the brinjal growers. They are using huge DDT. You believe it or not, even in the brinjals, the contents of the DDT were accumulated when they were tested in the lab. Now, indirectly, we are going to be eating the poison. That is against the societal market. We really don't do such hazards. You believe it or not, still the cashew growers place, still many of the people who are by birth they are handicapped. That is because of that chemical side effect. What I used to say here is, I used to say very clearly, you need to produce such a product which should not going to create any kind of hazardous to the society. Hazardous free product you need to produce. I will give you one more example: a plastic plates and cups. A plastics which cannot biodegradable in the earth. When you throw it outside, when you put it in the soil on the earth, which will not decompose. The plastic which will be there, which will strongly affect to the groundwater recharge. The water will not go in depth into the earth. That is a problem when you are using the plastics. Instead of plastics, if you are using the areca plates and cups, which is made up of the areca nut leaves, which is very what you call bio fertilizers to the plant and earth. It is easily what you call biodegradable. It is easily turned towards society is what you call soil and eco-friendly and natural. You need to produce a product which are very eco-friendly. This orient arose as some questioned whether the marketing concept is an appropriate philosophy in an age of environmental deterioration, resource shortages, explosive growth of population, world hunger, and poverty, and neglected social services. You need to keep all these things in your mind when you are going to be think of marketing certain goods and services. Are companies that do an excellent job of satisfying customer wants necessarily action in the best long run interest of the consumers in the society? They need to think in the long run how best they can able to protect the well-being of the consumers and as well as the society. Certain implicit assumptions are the organization will create satisfied and healthy customers and add it to the quality of life. Being an organization, always we need to what we call create the satisfied and healthy customers by way of adding the quality of life, by way of adding the what we call certain value-based services towards the your product and the customers. Thereby, your customers will be very satisfied and healthy. Second one, the organization shall not produce a product which is not in the interest of the consumers and the society. It is a great advice to the each and every company who wanted to produce a product which has to be satisfy the customers, and in the meanwhile you should not create any hazardous to the society or as well as the what you call the people in the people on the earth. Such a product you need to be produced. It should produce a social benefits in long run. Whatever the product which you produce, which has to be create some sort of benefits to the society in a long run. How best you can able to what you call do that, and consumers will favor those organizations which fulfill the individual needs as well as societal needs in long run. Always consumers nowadays they think of what you call favor those organizations which fulfill individual needs and as well as the social needs in long run, who give much importance towards the social needs. The best example I will tell you in Bhadravati, we have MPM, Mysore Papers Mill Limited. What is the raw material for manufacturing their paper is they are making use of the bamboos and as well as the eucalyptus. What they used to do that they have 250 acres of land. They are growing every year. They are growing the bamboo and as well as the eucalyptus, whatever the tree they are going to be using as raw material to produce the what you call paper. This is a good practices. On the one hand, they are supplying continuously papers to the customers. On the other hand, they are going to be what you call taking care of the society. They are growing their own raw materials while increasing the forestation activity. Marketing environment. The one more important concept, if you would have look at the previous year question papers in the old scheme, this is they might be asked this for 15 marks questions or 10 marks questions. The marketing environment is in a marketing term and refers to all of those forces outside the marketing that affect the marketing management's ability to build and maintain successful relationship with targeted customers. The environment consists of both macro environment and the micro environment. There are certain forces, there are certain factors which are definitely affect the company's day-to-day operation, the company's marketing activity. Some of them are controllable and some of them are beyond the control of the company. Wherein instead of controlling, they need to match their policies in tune with the those uncontrollable the factors, which we will discuss later one by one. The micro environment refers to the factors that are close to the company. It is a name itself indicating it is a very small micro, which is strongly the forces which are directly or which are very close to the company and affect its ability to serve its customers. Definitely, which is going to be affected. It includes the company itself. Within the company itself, what are those? The first one is suppliers. Suppliers are one who are intended to supply the required raw material, raw material for the customers, sorry, required raw material for your company in order to manufacture the product. The thing is here how the suppliers are a part of your micro marketing variables. Because as I said, at the time of entering into the market, entering into the contract, entering into the agreement, entering into the MOU, memorandum of understanding, what the company used to do is that company is going to be impose certain terms and conditions. If they are agreeing with those terms and conditions, then the contract will be enforced legally. Once the contract is enforced legally, automatically the suppliers are bound to listen, bound to follow the terms and conditions which are very clearly specified in the letter of agreement, or which are very clearly specified in the MOU, or which are very clearly specified in the agreement which is made in between the suppliers and the company. While imposing certain terms and conditions, suppliers are controllable. Somehow they are going to listen to the company. That's why we used to call the suppliers are controllable factors and are a part of micro marketing variables. The second one is marketing intermediaries. Marketing intermediaries are those middlemen. We say the middlemen are parties who are in between the manufacturers and as well as the end users, manufacturers and as well as the consumers. The duty of the market intermediaries is to, on behalf of the manufacturers and the company, they sell the product to the end users. They sell the product to the what we call companies. Here, marketing intermediaries are also going to be controlled by way of imposing certain terms and conditions. If they followed, if they are bound to follow that marketing terms and conditions, definitely their contract will be continued. Otherwise, if they are going against the philosophy of the company, definitely they are going to be removed, and in their place someone else will be appointed as market intermediaries. That's why market intermediaries are also a controllable factors and are the part of micro marketing variables. Customers market. Here, a little contradictions will be there as far as customer market and competitors and publics is concerned. Why there is a contradiction? If the company can able to offer the product to the customers who are in need. If customer is asking something, the company is going to be offering something other than what they want, then the customers are uncontrollable factors, because you are not going to consider a customer's needs and preferences while penetrating the product to the market, while producing the product and release to the market. That's why at those moments the customers obviously they will turn towards other products which are satisfy their needs and requirements. Then the customers are not a part of micro environmental variables. When the company is going to be make the customers to be happy while offering, while fulfilling their needs and requirements, then they are the part of your micro marketing environment. Competitors and the public. Suppose there are more than one identical product which are available in the market. How best you can able to control? How best you can able to curb the competition which is posed by your rivalries? If your product is going to be performed very well in front of your competitor's product or in front of other identical products in the market, definitely the superior value or the superiority enjoyed by your product is a way of what you call controlling the competitors. If you are succeeded in controlling the customers, definitely it is a micro environmental variable. It is a part of your micro environmental variables, because you are going to be completely controlled your competitors. If you are not going to control the competitors, then it will be a part of your macro environmental variables. Now let us look at the macro environmental variables, the second categorization. The macro environmental variables, which refers to all the forces that are part of the largest society and affect the macro environment. It includes the concept such as the demography. You need to see the demography, economical factors, and we have natural forces, and we have and we have a technology, politics and the culture, politics and the cultural factors, or we may say that the political and legal factors all are the part of your macro marketing variables or macro environmental variables. Let us go one by one. The demographical factors, which may also called as uh, the population explosions, the population what you call in explosion will also going to be speaks about your demography. Increasing population, which demands increased product, increased supply of your goods and services. Suppose in one particular market segment, the total population is 50,000. Out of 50,000, 20,000 customers are buying your product. Suppose the population after 5 years, the population is went towards 75,000. Invariably, your sales will be 30,000. Additional 10,000 you need to produce more, because why the demographical factors is macro environmental variables means increased population or population explosions are not in the hands of company could not able to control the population explosion. Instead of that, what we can do, instead of that, we try to increase the production process, thereby we can able to fulfill the needs and requirements of the increased populations. Second one is economic factors or economy. Economic factors are those factors which tells about the economic conditions of the prevailing market or existing the market of the country. Whether the economy is inflated, the country is having the inflated economic situation or deflated economic situation. What is the standard of living of the people? What is the rate of money circulation in the market? Isn't it? All these factors will be taken into consideration. Why the economic factors will be considered? Because this is one of the factors which largely affect at the time of pricing your product. While pricing your product, you should keep in your mind what is the prevailing economic situation of the country. If the economic position is very bad, if you can go with the very skimming price, very high price, definitely there are no takers of your product in the market. Let me give you an example. At present situation of your Ukraine and Russia, there is an economic crisis because of war. Certain products are priced overpriced because of supply and other various other factors which will be there. But just in Russia, what happens in ATMs? They are going to be blocked all the ATMs and all. The normal the people, they were unable to get their own money through the ATMs and all. When there is no money in the hands of them, how can you expect they are going to be involved in the purchasing activity? Their purchasing parity will be good. That is what economy will not be possible in the hands of the company to control the economic situation. Instead of that, how best they can able to make their policies to be in tune with the economic situation. Natural forces, or we may say that ecological factors. Natural forces are the one which are of not man-made, which are of these the natural the phenomenon we say. Sometimes suddenly there will be heavy rainfall, floods, wind. Due to these natural phenomenon, certain problem which may arises. Sometimes in your godown, all the products which are stored in the godown, either semi-finished product or finished product or the raw material, because of the heavy rains and the flood, every product which will be collapsed, which are stored in the godowns, which are stored in the warehouses. Then what is happening? How where you are going to be get the raw material? How you are going to be what you call supply the product to the market? Because of this unnatural phenomenon which has happened. Sometimes there will be a short circuit, all the product will be fired and which will be what you call destroyed by fire, or sometimes because of the theft, the product will be stolen by someone else. All these factors which are influencing again towards the performance of the company. What I used to say that these natural phenomena are not in the hands of the company, but the thing is here, how best they can able to manage. How best they can able to manage is they can go for what you call to manage the risk by entering into the insurance contract. They need to make the insurance. They need to purchase the insurance for their finished product and as well as the raw materials which are stored in the godown. By that they can able to manage, because they could not able to control those factors, but instead of that they think how best they can able to manage those risks. And the technical factors or the technological environment, it is the one where the technology is a growing water, you know. Technology is a, sorry, flowing water. When the water is going to be keeps on flowing, you could not able to stop it unless you construct the reservoir. Like that, a technology is also day by day it's updating like that, flowing water. Each moment technology is invented, each second the technology is going to be upgraded. Accordingly, you need to make your policies to be in tune with the what you call advanced technology or moving technology. You take the examples of your cell phones. Last 10, 15 years back, you cannot imagine the Android phones in your hand, just only the keypads. That only a few companies they are going to be manufacturing, Nokia and others. Now, in those 15 years, 20 years back, only the keypad mobiles. Now, in the place of that, we have Android mobiles. With a fraction of second, we can perform all our functions, all our activities at the home itself. You can undertake the banking activity, you can purchase, you can sell. We should thanks to technology. We should not say that technology, on the one hand, the technology is growing. On the other hand, if we are not going to be upgrade ourselves to the growing technology, and we say that no, 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 we are going to be follow this, no one will come and buy your product unless your product is subjected to the upgraded technology. You need to add the upgraded technology in your product. Then only there are certain takers they will be used to come and buy the product. And the political factors are the political forces. This is the politicians or the policy makers in the country. What they used to do here, they used to make the policies. We may say the government. Politics means the government will make the policies, and we need to be follow those policies. We need to what you call implement those policies. We should not say that we are not going to be following it. Otherwise, it will be a what you call and offences. The government is going to be impose certain what you call penalties. Certain imprisonments will be imposed by the government if you are not going to be follow whatever the policies which are enacted by the government. Here, where may be the politicians, where may be the government, but being a company, I should follow whatever the rules, whatever the regulations, whatever the act which are enacted by the government. I should not say that I don't follow it, isn't it? That's why, though the political parties are changing every once in 5 years, the policies are changing, but we need to make our policies to be in tune with the governmental policies and the guidelines. From time to time, whatever the guidelines which are issued by the government, I need to follow those guidelines. And we have a cultural factors. What is the culture of the society? What is the culture of the society? How best we can able to make our product to be entitled with the what we call the prevailing culture or the according to the societal expectations. We should not change the culture being a company, but we should try to make our policies in tune with the cultural forces which are existed in the country, which are existed in the market. Say for example, let me look at few markets where I'm the government manufacturing company, governments or dresses manufacturing company. I used to come out with the dresses which are in need of the customers. Today's what is the today's trend? Accordingly, I need to produce the product. Suppose in the place of what you call the selvas, in the place of what you call jeans and the t-shirt, if I'm going to be produce a sari, who will come and purchase your sari? Nobody will come and purchase, only except few exceptional cases. What I'm trying to say that I'm trying to say very clearly, Customers will not buy what you produce. You need to produce what customers are expecting. This is what the today's market trend. That's why we say that customers are king in the market. According to their cultures, according to their traditions, you try to produce the product and they will not follow your company's culture. Instead of that, you can make your quality with the cultural forces. I hope you are understanding. Just you can look at this diagram, how the macro environmental forces or micro environmental forces, which are very close to the what you call company, and the micro environmental which are beyond the control, and how which is going to be influencing or affecting the operations of the company or the marketing activities of the company. And we'll move towards the next concept, the product. What is product, friends? Let me tell you in general, product is a set of both tangible and intangible attributes. Tangible and intangible attributes. If, if you look at that definition in a simple definition, by that you can able to understand product is a set of both tangible and intangible attributes. What is the tangible attributes? The raw material which we are going to be used, that is a tangible attributes. And what are those intangible attributes? Ideas of the manufacturer, the features they wanted to wanted to add with the product, the innovativeness, the color they want, the color it's there in the mind of the manufacturer, the shape and designs, which are all the intangible attributes. That's why we say product is a set of both tangible and intangible attributes in a single definition. A very simple definition we can able to what we call speaks. A good idea, method, information, object, or service that is the end result of a process and service as a need or want satisfier. It is usually a bundle of tangible and intangible attributes, which may be benefits, feature, functions, users, that a seller offers to a buyers for purchases. That normally a sellers they are going to be offered for the purchasers. As per the law, a commercially distributed good, that is a tangible personal property, output or result of a fabrication, a manufacturing or production process, and passes through a distribution channel before being consumed or used. If these three conditions will be followed legally, then it will be called as a product. In very simple, a goods in the marketing terminology, a goods or service that most closely meets the requirements of a particular market or segment and yield enough profit to justify its continued existence. That is going to be called as market product. Then what are the product expectations? There are certain product expectations, that is from managerial expectations, what the management is going to be expect, what the product they are going to while producing, after producing what customers they are going to be expect from the company, and the societal expectations, from managerial expectation, consumer expectation, and the societal expectation, what the society is going to be expecting, what the product which you are going to be producing. Let us go one by one. The managerial expectations. The management normally they expect they start from the brand. What is the brand for the product which I would like to be go for a produce, or which I would like to be go for what we call a penetrate inside the market. If you are gone with the very beautiful brand or a very good brand, definitely your product is going to be what you call a beat the competitions of other rivalry products in the market. You need to think in such a way, the management is going to be thinking in such a way, such a kind of the brand, they need to be either acquired a brand, or they need to be go for they need to be go for create the brand. Sometimes the brand creation is not possible for them, they need to be go for acquire it from the outside while paying certain things. And the packaging, here there are two things. One is how best my packaging will help the company to attract the more number of customers. Through the packaging also, sometimes you need to attract the customers and thereby make your product to be sell in the market. On the other hand, what would be the probable expenditure which the company is going to be incurred for a packaging? These are the two important things the management is going to be expecting. One is the probable cost they are going to be incurred for a particular package. They need to be go for selecting for their product. On the other hand, how best this product, the package is going to be act as one of the promotional activity in order to make their customers to be identified with the product, because packaging is one of the a product differentiation strategy or tool these days. This will helps the management to make their product to be differentiate from the other identical products which are available in the market. And the core attributes, what are the core attributes the company would like to be tagged with the product, or they would like to intend it to go for producing or releasing in the market? Related services, what kind of the services which I need to be go for tagged with the product, because today the service is the part and parcel of the every business organization. Though your product is a good brand, good packages, a very qualitative one, less price, but more, no number of the customers, they will not come in by the product unless your product is subjected to the certain related services. It might be after sale services, during the purchase services. How best you can able to what you call tag your services with the product, that will decide your product movement in the market. That's why well in advance they should think what are the probable related services which I would like to be go for tagged with the product. And product life cycle, what would be the position of my product during the product life cycle? What would be my position of my product during introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, self maturity stage, or declining stage? That you need to be go for decide. Product planning and the development, how best the company can able to plan the product and develop the product. This product development or planning which arises during two times, when you go for what you call introducing a new product in the market. This is quite obvious when existing product has been failure to get the maximum return from the market. Obviously, you go for thinking a new product and the development in the place of existing one. And what would be the product mix? Normally, when we talk about the product mix, there are four mix: product, price, promotion, and the place. How best you need to integrate them very well. Each one of the component will be given importance in the product mix. Sorry, I spoke about marketing mix. In the product mix, I'm talking about the product mix. What is the chemistry of the product, and what is the product proliferation? What are the components which you are going to be used with the product? It might be product color, shape, size, price. All are going to be speaks about your product mix. And the consumer expectation, these are the certain expectations from the management. And the second one is consumer expectation. The very first one is physical attributes. How physically your product is very attractive, or it will be attributable to the consumers. And what are the probable utilities they can able to derive from the product? What utilities or what benefit, what sort of the benefits the one can able to derive from the what you call the product which are placed or which are introduced in the market? They need to think. And what would be the brand and package and the design? What's the brand of the product? who are the brand ambassadors, who are the celebrity who are endorsing the product, what's the package, what will be the color of the package, what is the usage of the product, how the package will protect the product, the quality and design of the product, which also going to be makes a what you call one of the expectation, especially jewelry market, where the consumers are entering into the shop. Everything is made up of what you call gold only, but they are going to be select based on the design in the pattern, isn't it? Yeah. Some product are selected based on the designs only. Some product which are based on the selection of color. Say for example, car. Some of them they can go for buying the white color. Some of them they will be go for what you call blue, red, black. There are some sentimental and some of the religious factors which are get associated with the color. That's why we say the color is one of the psychological factors which psychologically induce the customers. Also, the color is also sometimes we go for a retail outlet to purchase what you call a garments, where the garments will be purchased, our dresses will be purchased based on the color pattern. If there is no good color, then we don't buy. So color is one of the major expectation, shape and the size of the product. These are certain expectations normally the consumers expect from the manufacturers. Price and services. What would be the prices? Price you are going to be fixing for your product. Whether you are going to be fixing very high price for your product or you are going to be fixing very low price for your product. If the low prices, normally the customers will come and buy. If it is high price, the customers will think twice before going to purchase the product. And what are the related services one can able to render along with the product? Who image about the product? And finally, the safety and health issues. If you are going to be purchasing a product which are a chemical oriented, then they used to think twice, thrice, or sometimes they take a lot of time to think of what would be the safety and health position, especially for the food and groceries product or the drugs and chemicals. They need to be go for think very very. Say for example, the hair colors. If you are going to be purchase the hair colors, or always we used to look at the whether it is ammonium free or not. It's a chemical definitely which is going to be affect our eyes or skin. Something problem will be created. That is what an example which we can able to. These are all the certain expectation normally a consumers will expect from the company at the time in the product. Societal expectations. The society is going to be expecting the six important aspects from the manufacturers. One is best use of social resources. How best you are going to be making use of the social resources or natural resources. You should not going to be create any kind of the problem. You should not, if it is a renewable resources or non-renewable resources are there, and how best you are going to be using. Safety to the users. If one particular product, how best they can able to ensure the safety and security towards the customers. If the product is not subjected to the safety and security, it is not advisable to the customers. It is not from the favor of the society. They may be start objecting the product and the quality of life. If whatever the product which you are going to be producing, it has to improve the quality of the life of the customers. It should not against to the quality of the life. Concern for better environment. Always being a manufacturer, you should have concern towards a better environment. You need to improve the environment day by day instead of making it very complicated. Eco-friendly product, you think of producing more and more eco-friendly product. By that you can able to protect the environment. By that you can able to safeguard the natural resources. Compliance with the government rules and regulations. If you are going to be compliance with the, if you are going to be make or frame your policies in tune with the government policies and the procedure, government policies and the regulation, that itself is one of the what you call the utmost care which is given by the company towards the society. You need to comply with the government rules and regulations. By that you can able to protect the society. And we have need product failure. Why most of the product which are failure during the at the entry level itself or at the time of entry level in the market. Suppose every day there are thousands of products. There are hundreds of products which are launched in the market, but only one or two products which are getting the survival, which are going to be survived in the market. Why other 99 or 98 products are going to be failure? There are certain reasons. Let us go to think why a 98% of the product which are failure at the entry level itself. In this era of tight competition from domestic and the global field, the firm who do not come to with the new products are putting themselves at a great risk because their existing products are prone to changing customer needs, shorter product life cycle, and new technology and increased competition. The reason being introducing the what we call a new product in the market is they used to be go for what you call to come out with a product. They have the bad experience or negative experience with the existing product, those products which are not satisfying the needs of the customers, which are having very short product life cycles, and because of the invention of new technologies in the country, and we have seen what you call increased competition, which also made most of the customers about to leave the product and to think of a new product in the market. Despite years of research and huge capital, we'll have uh, despite of years of research and huge capital being pumped into the understanding the consumers, marketing a launch successful is still difficult task. The new product largely depends upon the product quality and the marketing tactics of the firm. There are many occasions where the product were failed miserably even after using the best technology and the quality. The reason is that new product is not worth for the customer always. It is not worth for the customers even at the beginning. The prime factors for the new product success is the customer's value. The value is what customer thinks. The major reasons for the product failures are, let us go one by one. Here are the top 10 reasons for new product and services which will fail. Marketers assess the marketing climate inadequately. That is inadequate method of assessing the market. The wrong group was targeted. They are not what you call targeted the proper marketing, and that is also made most of the consumers to what you call to lose the what you call the market or to lose the market. A weak positioning strategy was used. Weak positioning strategy they were used. That is one of the reasons to failure in the market. A less than optimal configuration of attributes and benefit was selected. The configuration which was selected by them was not up to the mark. A questionable pricing strategy was implemented. The pricing strategy which were implemented was not good. The ad campaign generated an insufficient level of awareness. The awareness which they have created was not sufficient, which was incomplete. Cannibalization depressed corporate profits. Optimism about the marketing plan led to an unrealistic forecast. Poor implementation of marketing plan in the real world. The new product was pronounced dead and buried too soon. This will make your product to be what you call to lose the market very soon. In the next class, we'll discuss some other concepts in the markets in the field of marketing. Thank you.